All week long here at the Kansas City Chiefs Report, we are in a sub-battle with our Bengals channel. We don't want to just beat them on the football field, but we want to beat them off the football field as well and see who can pick up the most subscribers this week. Stone Shields, one of our newest employees here at Chat Sports, the host of Bengals Breakdown. I've heard some rumors, can't confirm or deny this, that he might be one of those people in Ohio eating animals. And for the leader of the Bengals Breakdown to be promoting that, I mean, that's not a good look if you ask me. Subscribe now. Let's kick the Bengals' ass and protect all the animals out there, including even the Bengal Tigers. Subscribe now for free, and we'll get started with today's show. Coming up on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, we will explain why it is Isiah Pacheco's time to shine. I will tell you why I feel like this week's game against the Cincinnati Bengals is a great chance for him to show up and show out and have a big day. Thanks for joining us. Tyler Jones here with you. And let's get right to it, folks. The best way for the Chiefs, if you're to game plan this matchup with Cincinnati and trying to find the weakness against this Bengals team, is going to be running the football. And Isiah Pacheco, I think, is the key to this Chiefs offense dominating. I know that the receivers are a big story when you talk about on the Chiefs side of the ball with Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown and the Bengals, of course, with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, the quarterbacks involved and all that. But for the Chiefs to win, I think it starts with the run game with Pacheco. And let me explain why. Got to let this guy cook. You go back to what he did last season against Cincinnati. And granted, Joe Burrow didn't play in that game for the Bengals, so their offense wasn't as good. But you look at what the Chiefs did. They established the run, and Pacheco had himself quite the day. 16 carries, 130 yards on the ground, 7.2 yards per carry. Also was effective in the receiving game as well with 7 receptions for 35 yards. And one thing that has not changed from 2023 to 2024 when it comes to this Bengals team is their run defense. The Bengals have an awful run defense, and the Chiefs have to capitalize on it and take advantage of that mismatch. If you look back at last year, in 2023, the Bengals allowed a total of 126.2 rushing yards per game. That was the 26th most in the NFL when it came to their rankings. They allowed a lot of yards on the ground. If teams were beating the Bengals last year, they were doing so by running the football, including the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that said, simply put, run the damn ball, folks. That is going to be the key for Kansas City, is establishing the run, not getting away from the run game. If they do those things, then they will be in great shape for this one. I can tell you that much right now. So let me ask you guys our first question here on today's show. Simple question for you. Do you believe in Isiah Pacheco or not? Are you all in on what the Chiefs running back can do? Weigh in. Tell us in the comments section if you believe in Isiah Pacheco. You got 2 options here on your pinned comment today. Type B for believe, D for don't. Obviously, I believe. I'm sitting here telling you that they need to run the football and that they need to really just gash this Bengals team. So I believe. I'm typing B for believe. What do you guys feel? Type B for believe, D for don't. Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think, if you believe in Isiah Pacheco, if he's going to have a big game against Cincinnati or not. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks, and I got to tell you, I love me some Prize Picks, folks. Prize Picks has been a fantastic partner for us here at Chat Sports, and we're so glad to have them on board here on today's program. Here's how it works. It's daily fantasy made easy. You choose 2 or more players on any given category, get the choice of more or less. Could be fantasy points in football. Maybe it's rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, all sorts of different categories to choose from. And this week on Prize Picks, I got an easy one with Caleb Williams to have more than half a passing yard. He should be able to get that pretty easily. And then, of course, we're talking Pacheco. I got to go with Pacheco to have more than 63.5 rushing yards on the ground. I think he can have a 100-yard game just like he did last year against this Bengals team. And then we'll head to Seattle. I got Geno Smith to have more than 1.5 passing touchdowns going up against the New England Patriots. I think the Seahawks could have a big day. If I put $20 down, folks, this turns into $120 on Prize Picks this week. And get this, folks. If you use the code CLNS, you can get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't need to win to receive the $50 bonus as well. It's guaranteed. So, what are you waiting for? Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS to get that $50 instantly when you play $5. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. So, you look back last week for this Cincy team, and the run defense struggles really continued. And the Chiefs have to take advantage of this mismatch. Think about this with the New England Patriots getting the biggest upset in the NFL last week over Cincinnati. Ramondre Stevenson, their top running back, he rushed for 120 yards off of 25 carries. That's a lot of touches, 4.8 yards per carry to be exact, and 1 touchdown score. And the impressive thing about Stevenson's day was that New England did that with a bad offensive line. You could argue the New England Patriots might have the worst O-line in the entire National Football League, and they were still able to get 120-plus from Stevenson and 170 total. The Chiefs have a much better offensive line. Sure, it has some question marks, but this Chiefs offensive line is much better than New England's. You would have to think they can do what New England did and then some. You go look at the statistics even further of what the Bengals run defense allowed last week against New England. The Patriots ran the ball 60% of their plays, 60.94, 31st in the league, so they took advantage of that. Yards per rush, 4.4, 17th. Opponents' rushes per game, they ran it 39 total times, which was 30th in the NFL for what the Bengals allowed. Rushing yards per game, we mentioned the 170 total, 27th, and they gave up that touchdown score as well. So with that, now I look at what the Chiefs' end of things are. And you go back to what they did last week against the Baltimore Ravens. They didn't really establish the run the way they wanted to last week. They turned to the passing game pretty quickly. And I know, Patrick Mahomes, of course, you're going to throw the football. But the Chiefs kind of got away from that run game. And I think the key for this week going up against this Cincinnati team is not getting away from the run. You can see last week Pacheco in 15 total carries was limited to just 45 yards, did have a touchdown score. He also had a rushing touchdown from Xavier Worthy. And with Pacheco, as much as we talk about him being a force and a threat with the run game and running the damn ball on this Cincinnati Bengals team, there's more to it with Pacheco. One of the big points of emphasis with him entering 2024 was his improvements as a receiver. The Chiefs have made it known they have big plans for him in the pass game as well, which was something that they did effectively against Cincinnati last year. We mentioned the 7 catches that he had in that 2023 contest. Andy Reid had this to say a while back on Pacheco in regards to elevating his game. He's ready to be able to do all that. He's good with the protections. He's good with the technique and the fundamentals. He can run all the routes. He's got great hands. He can do that. And he's also got an endorsement from Patrick Mahomes as well. Mahomes said this recently about Pacheco. He's done a great job running the football for us. He's done a great job catching out of the backfield. But if he can catch it from the slot or from a receiver-type position, it's just going to help him be an even better football player. And you look at it with Pacheco, this is year 3 now, right? He's done very good his first 2 seasons in the NFL, and he's just getting started, just really coming into his own. I think Pacheco's going to have a dominant game on the ground, but watch out for him to be an impact in the receiving game, especially when you consider that Hollywood Brown is up in the air right now as far as his chances of playing Sunday comes. I think Pacheco's going to be everywhere. The Bengals are going to have to count for him both in the run game and the pass game, and he'll be a big threat. Wouldn't surprise me if he was the MVP for the Chiefs this weekend against Cincy. Predict the score. Who wins, and what will the final score be of Sunday's contest between the Chiefs and Bengals? Weigh in the comment section and let us know right now. Thanks for joining us here on the Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe to the channel now. We will be live for the Chiefs and Bengals game coming up this Sunday afternoon. We'll see you then. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.